So, hi, I'm Sneha, and a very warm good afternoon to all. And I'm so delighted to invite you all to our next alumni virtual masterclass by Harsh Gupta on how to deliver an effective and engaging presentation. So, more a little bit more about Harsh. He's a 2015 BTech Mechanical Engineering alumnus, currently working as a product head at Wiser Bangalore. So, after graduation, he also co-founded a startup called Creative, and upon his graduation, he was also a recipient of the Techers Gold Medal for the outstanding overall performance. So, I'm not taking much of your time, Harsh. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Neha. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for the introduction. Hello, guys. How's everyone doing? Unmute, please speak. How are you doing today? What's happening? No. I'm not starting this presentation unless someone speaks up.
Hi Harsh, how are you?
Hey, Naman. Naman is the only one I see here who I recognize.
Is
Naman
it
and
okay if I turn on my video for a bit?
I want you to turn on your video for the full time if you can.
Okay, I can definitely.
Yes, please go for it then.
Yeah,
Please, please, please. Yeah. Oh, so good to
I
see you.
understand. I understand the feeling. Same here. Everything's good?
All good, bro. All good.
Yeah, it's great to
Come on,
see.
other guys. What's happening? How are you feeling? There's Dhiren, Abhiroop, Ankur, Krish, Shivani. Guys,
I'm just
videos, audios. I'm not speaking to a bunch of black boxes with names written in it.
Hey Bhaiya, I'm doing good.
Hey, Abhiroop. Can you turn your video on?
I can, but it's 1:30 in the night over here, so I'm at
Okay.
UIUC.
Sorry. No worries.
I don't even know if you remember me or not. So I had graduated in 2019. I'm not a ITGN student anymore. We played LFP in the first year together. We were in the same team.
I'm sorry. I don't
You,
remember.
yeah. No problem. Yeah, that was my first year. So yeah, I just got this email. I dropped by to see how you are doing. But yeah, I also graduated ITGN 2 years ago. So
Okay. That's nice.
technically alumni.
Technically alumni. All right. We have some more people joining in. There's Siddhesh, Arindam, Dhiren, guys. What's happening? How are you? How's the morning? Yes, I can see Ankur here. Thanks, Ankur, for the video. Feels so nice to see people and not black boxes. All right, I think, all right, I have at least a few faces I can respond to now. So thanks, guys, for speaking up. Please turn on your videos if you can. It's okay if there are people in the background. It's okay if you're in the bed. It's okay if you're in your banyan. All of that's fine. I want to see faces. This is not a professional, formal setting where it has to be all tip top and tidy. All right, thank you, sir. All right, I'll share my screen. Host has disabled participant screen sharing, so I don't know who the host is.
Sneha can do it, I believe.
I guess it's Tejas who's handling the thing. Tejas, can you please help us? Or give us a second, Harsh.
Okay, who's doing it? I still can't share my screen, so I don't know if one of you are doing it.
Hi Harsh, this is Tejas. I guess you're the host now, and I guess you could.
Yeah. I can do. I can share my screen now. Thank you. Thank you
Right,
so much.
right.
I can see Jason is here. Hi, Jason. How are you doing? What's up?
I'm good. How are you, Harsh?
Oh, so nice to see you. Very, very good, actually. And better now that you're here.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you.
All right, I'll share my screen. Let's get this started. Heads up, this is not going to be a one-way conversation. It's all interactive, so you at least need to have your audio on at times, if not your video. If you're going to be passive here, then this is going to be like really, really boring and really, really short. Right? This will get done in 5 minutes if you don't participate. Right? Okay. Let me know when you can see my screen. Yeah, all good.
Yes.
I can see a couple of nods. All right. So the topic of the presentation is how do you give a presentation? Very ironic, very interesting, and I hope I don't mess this up. It won't go down too well. There's a couple of the title is phrased in an important manner. There's 3 or 4 keywords there. So how do you deliver? Deliver is an important part of it, and the other part is how do you deliver an effective, engaging presentation, right? So that's where we start. I'll quickly go to a line or two about me. I think I spent 6 years at the campus, 4 years as a student, 2 years as a founder in the entrepreneurship cell, and then I moved on to Visa. Visa is a mental health startup. It's a chatbot that helps with stress, depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. I joined 4.5 years ago in the product management team. I lead that division now today. What is product management is a separate conversation. Actually, we have already had an alumni masterclass on it. So you can take a look at that if you want to. Okay, getting into the meat of it. How do you do this? How do you do and give a nice presentation? So I'll start with a question. These are all going to be questions. All my slides are questions and we are going to write the answers together, right? That's why I'm not in present mode. Starting with what is a presentation? And I'll stop sharing my screen now. You guys tell me, what do you think as per your experiences of different things? What do you think a presentation is? Guys, come on, audio, chat. As I said, if you don't participate, it's all done. This session is over before it started.
Okay.
Communicating something.
Yeah, Naman, you're saying something?
I was kind of busy a bit. Could you repeat the question one more time, please?
What is a presentation? In your experiences, from what you've seen, what do you think is a presentation?
Presentation, I would say, is you have to present. So, okay, you have to let others know about what you are doing and your ideas, and there can be many forms of it. One is written in the form of blogs and research papers and whatnot, and then the other more interactive version is kind of a presentation. So I would say it's more of an interactive way to, again, like I'm using the word present for the lack of any other word, to present your ideas and let the community know about it. And for that, you could use some tools such as PowerPoint or whatever videos or audios, whatever you want to use. I would put it this way as of now.
Yeah, that's a good response. Praveen has also written, inform an audience about a particular topic, work in a concise manner. That's beautiful. I think both of those responses are right. They hit the point that the end objective of giving any form of a presentation is that you have an audience and you're trying to get your message across to them, right? That's the whole point. What are the types of forms of presentations that you have seen? Right? In terms of tooling, what's a tool that you have seen where you think it was a presentation? A PowerPoint is, of course, the most common, right? PPT, that's the first thing that comes to mind. A PPT is a presentation, right? A PowerPoint is a presentation. What else?
I had used Prezi.
You've used Prezi. Naman has written he's used Prezi. Okay. What else? TED Talks. TED Talks are presentations. Talks are presentations. Yes. Praveen, Ankur, yes. What else? What else is a presentation?
Newspaper is also a presentation.
Newspaper, right? That's what you said?
Yes, yes.
Paper, sure. Yeah. Newspaper is a presentation. What else?
Articles, research papers, journals.
Articles, research papers are journals. Talks are journals. What else? Theater. Theater is presentation, of course. Yes, for sure. What else?
Your attitude also can be some form of presentation, how you present yourself.
How you present yourself. Okay, sure. Fine. What else? I think theater is an interesting one. Talks, of course, we all know. PowerPoint, Prezi, we all know. Theater goes in the direction of breaking the barrier that it's not about a slide, it's about getting the message across, right? So if you think about it from that lens, if you think about it from that point of view, theater, songs, music, right? Investor pitch, of course, is a presentation. Music can be presentation. Dance can be presentation. Songs can be presentation. Memes are presentations. Jokes are presentations, right? At the end of the day, what you're really trying to do is make sure that the audience for whom you're delivering the presentation to, they get the message, right? So it's not, the first basis of delivering a presentation is not to assume that it is a PowerPoint. It does not start by saying I'll open Microsoft PowerPoint or I'll open Google Slides and then we'll write stuff down. That is one way of delivering a presentation. That's not the only way of doing it, right? You can be creative as you want. So I'll again go to screen sharing and we'll write this down. Okay. What is a presentation? We said PPTs, we said Prezi, theater, music, songs, investor pitches. Yes. Right. Anything else that comes to mind? Quizzes are presentations also, right? So if you're running a quiz and you're educating people through the quiz and they all leave with the message you want them to leave with, then that's also a presentation. At the end of the day, I think in a nutshell, the response that I'd give is anything that gets the desired message. So the important word is desired message. What's your desired message across to your audience? Again, what's the audience? In an appropriate manner, right? And we'll go through these things. What does a desired message mean? What's an audience? What's an appropriate way, and so on. All right, then how do you deliver an effective presentation? Let's do this together. I don't have a presentation ready right now, right? So you guys help me create this presentation. The college folks came up to me and they said, we want you to do a session. The session is on how to give a presentation. And I was like, fine, let's co-create this presentation with 20 people. Okay. So I'll walk you through my thought process of how I do it, but I'm looking to you for answers. The first question: what do I know about the audience? What can I reasonably assume? Okay. So let's say Professor Jason has walked up to me and he said, Harsh, you're giving a presentation about how to give a presentation. My first question is, what do I know about the audience? Guys, tell me, what do I know about you guys? What can I assume about you guys? To get this started, who are they, right? Age, gender, education, what mind state they may be in, what do they already know, right? So what can I assume about the group of people that would turn up for this session? Someone take a stab. Okay. Messages coming. Students, yes. I think that's a good place to start with. The first assumption is that a lot of folks would be students. Yes. What else? What else can I assume, or what else do I know? Guys, audio, please. Somebody. Varun, Arindam, Dhiren, you're all here, right? Hello.
Probably their interest in the topic you are speaking about.
Sorry.
Their interest.
Interested. Yeah. They're interested in the topic I'm speaking about. Age roughly 18 to 22. Yeah. And that's an important one. Navana says the people mostly understand how to make a presentation and how to give a presentation. That's an important one. So I think I can assume that if these are students from IIT Gandhinagar, I can assume that they know how to make a presentation. They've given several presentations in their life. And that's a good place to start with, right? What else can I assume?
You can also assume that we are here to like with the desire to learn something new.
You're here with the desire to learn something new. Perfect. Totally makes sense. I can also assume to some extent that these are mostly going to be people who are in engineering, right? So they have a certain predisposition, assumptions about what presentations are and how that will go. Is that a fair assumption to make? No? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. A very tough audience, I must say. Okay, so again, who are they, right? So we said students, 18 to 22, engineering grads, students. What do they already know? As Naman said, mostly they know. Right? They've done many presentations already. There's a desire to learn, which is good. I really hope to see more of that. Interestingly, and I think this is the interesting question, what mind state they may be in at this point of time, right? So I'm doing this on a Saturday morning, weekend has just started, people will be, do I show up? If I show up, I want to, chill, relax. I don't want to show my face. I don't want to actively participate. So I'm assuming that it's going to be very passive participation, right? And if there's more things that come here, I'd write that, right? This is the first question I'm asking myself. What do I know? What's happening? I really hope this is not as passive as it started though, right? I need you guys to be a little more active. You can respond on chat. That's okay if you can't switch on your video. So now we have a basis to go from. We know a little bit about our audience. The next question I'm asking is where is this happening, right? What is the purpose? Location, purpose, which event, what's the formality of it, what's the physical location? Again, answers, please.
Informally online web.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Online on Zoom. Right. What else? What else do we know about where is this happening? What is the purpose? Informal and interactive. It is informal. Yes, it's not super formal. That's true. Yes. What else comes to mind? Is there anything else? What's the event? Come on. This I think we can start with, right? What's the event? The event is alumni masterclass, right? So I know therefore that it's a student alumni connection. It's student alumni driven. It's not a presentation which I'm giving for grades, let's say in my class. Right. So I think that establishes this, that I'm meeting students, young folks, people who know it. That's what we did in the previous question. I know this is going to be online over Zoom, and I know this is a reasonably informal setting, right? So all good there. Then we move on to the next question. What do the organizers want me to deliver? Right? Or what can I assume? If you've had that chat, then you can, of course, write that down. Otherwise, what can I assume about what the organizers want me to do?
To share some real world experiences.
All right, perfect. Share real world experiences. What else?
Tools you use to deliver presentations.
Okay, tools I used to deliver. What else? What do we think? If you were the one hosting, if you were the presenter in this session, right? If Jason had reached out to you and asked you to do it, what would you have assumed he wants you to do or deliver?
Since the topic or title is how to deliver an effective presentation, so I would assume as to I kind of let the audience go through the process of how I start with the presentation as to how you're doing it right now. So like, what are the questions first that I think first, who am I delivering to? What is the goal? What is the formality? Where is it happening? And all the things that go through the thought process and help the audience get a general sense of how you can approach it to a certain level. And then you can add some your own ingredients to it to make it more personalized.
Got it. Makes sense. Any last responses? Again, I'm going to start pulling up names. I can see there's several people here. There's Ankita. I'm not moving till one of Shivani, Ankita, or Siddesh speaks up. Either you're typing in the chat or you're speaking up. Hello, Shivani, are you here? Okay, do's and don'ts of delivering. Okay. Good question, but as I said, I'm not moving on. I don't know if Ankita, Shivani are here. Siddesh, hello, guys. Fine.
Hey, hi, Harsh. This is Ankita.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry I missed the last two sentences, I suppose. So I just heard my name right now.
So
Yeah,
we
you
have,
were saying, yeah.
the question that we are on is what do we think the organizers want me to deliver, right? If you were the one who was asked to be the presenter in this session, what do you think they wanted you to do?
Yeah, okay. So it's like a couple of things, obviously, because you're an alumni, so you have been in the outside world. So obviously sharing your experiences, and because we want to present, we are everybody in every field we need to present things. So obviously we would want to know more things or more tools that we can use to do that effectively.
Got it. So tools, real world experiences, what does the outside world do, right? Stuff like
Yeah.
that. Cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Please be active.
Also, there can be one more thing that the organizers would want you to deliver. Like you can deliver the information about, or you can show us the things that we would most probably do wrong or are doing wrong while presenting, so that like this will create a belief, or like we will start believing and take interest in this.
Fair enough. Good point. Yes. Do's and don'ts. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for speaking up. Please be active. This will be more fun if all of you participate. All right. Then what's the next question? So we have done 3 questions right till so far, right? What do I know about the audience? Where is this happening? What's the formality of the event? What do I think the organizers want me to do? Right. And then I move to the next question. What is the message I want to leave the audience with? Right. There's 2 parts to it. There's something Jason wants me to do, and there's something I want to do. What is it that I want to do as a presenter? If you were the one who was the presenter here, what would you want the audience to leave with? Again, this question is for you. Replace the I with yourself and tell me, if you were the presenter, what would you want your audience to leave with?
If I am you, then I would have deliver some messages. Like there are some, while making presentation, there are some glitches that, or you can say some silly mistakes we often like make, right? So those are the things that should not be there actually. So as I'm in the industry, and I'm like presenting like industry experts to like professionals actually. So I know how to convince people. Like while presenting, the main motto is to convince people, the audiences actually. So that's what I want to.
Fair enough. Teach them to avoid silly mistakes. That's a good one. What Ankur has written, I think that's amazing. He wants the audience to go away thinking it's not tough. You can do it. That's nice. What else? If you were doing this session, what would you want to do? And as you can see, there's already 2 different types of responses that have already come in. There's many more. I'll write what I wanted to do. I wanted to do how to think, how to design presentations, right? This is what I wanted to do. Sneha has said, I want them to leave with insights or based on real world experiences. That's nice. Okay. What else? One last response and then we'll move on to the next one.
People have some misconceptions, right? While presenting, what I feel is to understand the psychology of the audience sometimes, like most of the times. So if I know my audiences, then I would have implemented some like animations or photos in better way, so that they understand or they can relate it to better. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. And Ajay has written, I think, one in the chat, which is provide start points to begin with. That's a nice one. How do I start? going about this. That's good. All right, so we move on to the next question. As you can see, wide variety. We're like 5-10 people here, and all of us have a different message that we want the audience to leave with, right? And that's where the creativity and scope for something like this comes in. When you're given a topic, when you're presenting on a topic, ask this question, right? And ask this question not just for yourself, but others as well. Because I think it's wrong to assume one thing and then move on from there. Next question. Now, this I think is where you guys will come in really, really handy for this one. What content will the audience find effective? We have looked at what the organizers want me to do. We have looked at what Jason wants me to do. We have looked at what I want to do. Now, what can I assume about you guys? What will you guys find effective? And notice the word effective, right? That at the end of the day, we establish the fact that in a presentation, you want the audience to leave with a message. How do I make sure that my content gets that message across? What content will get that message across? What do you think? Stories instead of dry content. Perfect. Good answer.
Some sort of animations.
Animations, yes, that's a good.
Something what people can relate to, actually, like anything. That can be anything.
Something people can relate to.
Yeah, something that is personal to people.
Personal to people, something people can relate to. Depends on audience.
Facts and statistics.
Facts and statistics. That's nice. Ajay is saying depends on the audience only. That is true, but you are the audience in this session, right? So tell me, what will you find engaging? What will you find effective in this session? You are the audience in this session. So you came into this session, you joined the Zoom call, you joined it voluntarily, right? So you want this to be an effective 1 hour. You want to leave with learning how to do this. What do you think will be effective?
So as you are the master here, so as it is a master class, so you can share some of your mistakes, I think, like which you think कि नहीं करना चाहिए था इस टाइप का.
Showing mistakes, sure, makes sense. Mistakes examples. All right, again, wide variety of responses, all valid, all very interesting. And as you can already see, some people will find one structure more effective, some people will find something else more effective. Now I'll move on to the next question, which is, so now we have established content, right? What type of content will people find effective? The next question is, what structure will people find effective? And what I mean by structure is, do I do this on a PowerPoint? Should we just have a chat? Should I make a video? Should I make an animation? Do I make a song about this and sing it for you guys? Do I make a meme about it and show it to you guys? What do you think? What will be effective?
It depends on the age group of the audience as well.
But you are in this audience, no? You have joined it. We started from this question, right? The first question we asked was, what do I know about the audience, right? So we have already established that largely these are going to be students, 18 to 22, engineering grads, very passive state, Saturday morning. What do they already know? We already know that most of you guys know how to make a presentation. So we know what our audience is. We have already assumed our audience, right? Now, based on this audience, what format of the presentation do I want to go with? Is that making sense? Does that question make sense?
Yes.
Start with an inciting incident story. That's nice, Ankur. Very, very nice. Sorry, I'm just copy pasting. All right. Start with a story to get everyone hooked, then segue into nice. Okay. So he's saying start with a story, which I'm assuming is a verbal chat talk, and then I segue into the presentation. Okay, makes sense. What else? So it's a PPT. It starts with a verbal story, then it goes into a PPT. What else? Or is there something else that you guys think would be effective?
Yeah, so let's say if you want to present some idea, so some sort of video related to that idea.
But okay, guys, again coming back to this
Start with the
conversation.
problem actually.
Yeah, we are
We
making
should
this
start with the
presentation.
problem.
Yeah, we are making this presentation for this session. So Jitesh, to your point, that was Jitesh, right?
Yeah.
You think if I made a video on how to make a presentation and I played that video, would that be more effective? Is that the idea?
Yeah, no, actually, no.
Okay. No, it can be. I'm just confirming. So we are not doing we are not doing a general presentation, right? We are not saying, all right, what do you show to a professor for, let's say, a paper that you have written. What we are doing right now is, in this presentation, which structure should I go with? So Ajay has said PPT plus explanation. So he's saying PPT. All right.
You can also use videos as a means of demonstrations in between the presentation.
Okay, so you want to add videos for demonstrating. So how do I show a video on how to make a presentation? What do I show in a video? You see what I'm telling, right? This is not a chemical process where you can show a video. I'm like, what video do I show for this?
Okay, like for example, I've heard that we should not add very much data in a single slide.
Okay.
And for proving that, we can show videos of presentations which are given in which were given by Steve Jobs, because he usually used to give very less data in his presentations.
Perfect. Yeah, that's much better, right? So you're saying videos of Steve Jobs. That's nice. Ajay has written walk through some cases. That's also nice. Some effective presentation animations. Okay, so presentation animations. Okay. All right. I think, however, if I look at this, what all of you are saying, that it's still a PPT.
And what I think, like, except all these points, while making the like in terms of structure, one must focus also on the user experience. Like there is one like UI UX,
For
so
sure.
user experience.
Yeah, totally, for sure. Good. All right, moving to the next question. So again, we'll tie this all together in the end, right? I'll skip one thing and then we'll come back to that later. How do I make the structure engaging? Ajay has a really good question. How do I
Putting some questions in between?
Okay. Putting questions. Okay. Ajay will come to that question. It's a really nice question. So he's saying putting questions. In them said we put questions. How else? What else? How else can we make this engaging? Again, we know the audience, right? Remember that we know the audience. The audience is engineering grads 18 to 22, Saturday morning. They've joined an alumni masterclass. I've been doing Zoom calls for like 2 years and listening to professors giving presentations. So assume that the audience that's showing up here is in that mindset, but they're also willing to learn. That's why they're in here, right? So we already established that. How do I make this engaging for them? Putting questions is one really nice idea. I'll put videos because I think videos is a natural fit here for sure. What else? Encourage the audience to participate. Okay, perfect. Quizzes in between. That is nice. So we can do pop quizzes. Short games is nice. What else? All good ideas. And Ajay, to your point, I think this answers that to a little extent, right? That the last two ideas that you've seen, which are quizzes and short games, these are both things that are not on a PPT. You can do this over a PPT, but you can also not do this over a PPT, right? You can do pop quizzes, you can do games which are not PPT driven. They're just modes of delivering the same message. Does that answer your question, Ajay? Okay, I'll wait for one more thing and then we'll move forward. How do I make this structure engaging? Polls. That's a nice one. polls is good. All right. Really good ideas, guys. Nice ideas all there. Okay, so all right. So now the next thing is put all this together. Now we have to figure out, we've asked ourselves all these difficult questions. We have come up with a list of many things we could do. Every question had about 5-6 things we could do. Now, how do we put all this together, right? The next steps is ideate. Now we have to be creative, right? So now based on these answers, based on who the audience is, where is this happening, what do the organizers want, what do I want, what the audience will find engaging, effective, which style do I want to go with? Now we ideate, right? So we sit and we think, what is the best way I can really do this, which will be effective, engaging, fun, nice, all of that, right? So let's figure that out. Once we do that, once we have that in place, then the next thing you're really doing is that for each idea, for each style, you're thinking in your head and you're asking these 3 questions. Do I think this will be effective? Do I think this will be engaging? Is it appropriate for the occasion, right? Because if it's an investor pitch, or if it's, let's say you're presenting to Dr. Jain and it's like you're presenting in front of 100 people and it's a research paper presentation, and then you go and start dancing in there. Yes, it may be effective. Yes, it may be engaging. It may not be appropriate, right? So 3 questions. We'll be creative. We'll try to write whatever we can think of. Then we'll ask ourselves these 3 questions. And then we'll ask ourselves at the last, I always like to do it. If I were in the audience and if I were listening to this, would I personally have liked this 1 hour? Right. So I get out of the mind of saying, all right, I'm the presenter. For a second, I go in and think about this presentation someone else is giving as an audience member. I'm like, would I have thought that I had a good 1 hour? Did I learn something? And if I can't convince myself that I would have liked what I did, then there's no chance I can get that message across to anybody else, right? So next steps is ideas. Tell me, you're the presenter. You have been chosen by Jason to give how to give an effective presentation. Tell me how you'd go about it. You have heard other people's ideas. You've seen what other people have done, said in terms of what they would have wanted to get across. What's the final format? Now I can start, right? So my format, as you can see, is walk through process, let audience answer, 2 questions, put all together. So this is one way of doing it. What is another way of doing it? I'll give you another example because I was thinking about this yesterday. So again, going back to the same question, based on the audience where this is happening, what do I think they'll find engaging, effective? I thought one of my other ideas was show 3 presentations of how Kim Kardashian became a star to 3 different types of audiences and locations, events, right? So my other idea was maybe I take the topic of how Kim Kardashian became a star and I do one version where I'm explaining this to a 5-year-old child. I'll do one variation of this where I'm presenting this to folks like you. I'll do one variation where I'm presenting this to professors in a marketing in an MBA college, right? So, and then it would be 3 different styles. For the child, you'd make it really simple. You'd make like the pops of colors and the types of things you talk about will be very different. For students, will be very different. For marketing professors, or if I'm presenting a marketing meeting proposal to, let's say, my folks at the office, I may choose to, use a lot of marketing jargon and explain the technicalities of how she became a star rather than the informal parts of it. All right. So Ankur has said There's two interesting questions that have come in. Pick questions first and then navigate through process. All right. Ajay has an interesting way of doing it. Sorry, for some reason I can't copy paste. Pick questions, then navigate. All right. Ankur's version is share a personal story. All right. So he's starting with the personal story. Where I delivered and messed up, where I messed up, and what could be better. Perfect. Right. That's a nice structure. Both of these are really nice structures. What else, guys? Or how else can we be creative in this? How else can we do this?
I was thinking you start out and have a basic setting structure set with your audience, and then maybe ask your audience members for some random situations or topics which they want to present or which they think might be interesting. And then on the spot, create those few slides for that, so to say, event.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Create a few slides. We'll wait for, this is the important slide. So we'll wait for it, right? Because we're putting all of the information we gathered over the previous slides together here. And this is where you really need to be creative. Everything else is easy. You can sit and ask those questions and get those answers. But now is where your creativity shines through. All of the answers we have gotten so far, they're all very nice, I think. I want at least one more style and then we'll move on to the next bit.
Maybe look at some interesting presentations and analyze them. Some interesting ones and some slightly average ones. If I say Steve Jobs 2007 presentation is considered to be a classic, so maybe go through it as to why it is great, and maybe that angle might be helpful.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Analyze different presentations, both good and bad. Okay, right. So, sorry. All right, so we have how many? We have 6 ideas, right? Now, for all these 6 ideas, what are we asking? We're asking 3 questions. Will this be engaging? Will this be effective? Will this be appropriate? Okay. Now, based on these, so I want all of you here to go through these 6 ideas and ask yourselves these 3 questions and tell me which idea do you think works best or would work best, meets all these criteria. 6 different ideas. We have ideas from different people. There's 3 simple questions. Start with why do we need a better presentation? Show how the start presenters start. Okay, followed by some cues. All right, that's a nice one. Oh, there's a 7th idea. Start with why. Show star presenters. Games questions at the end. Okay. All right. 7th idea has come in. Guys, now you have to pick and choose. There's 19 people on the call, including me. So there should be 19 votes here. Okay, everyone has to vote. All you have to do is go to the chat and tell me which idea do you think will be effective, the most effective, most engaging, most appropriate. Ankur has voted for the 7th one. All right. As I said, there's supposed to be 19 votes in the chat. So you go in the chat and you write what you think will work best. Varun, Arindam, Jitesh, Sneha. All right, votes are tickling in. There's 1, there's 4, 4, 7, 6, 6. Okay, that's nice. Keep going, guys. Still a few left. 6, 6, 4. Okay. Okay. How many votes have you gotten? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 votes have come in. I clearly chose the first one, so my vote will of course be the first one. There's 13 votes. There's 6 votes still missing. Naman has also voted. 5 votes left. Who are those 5 people who have not voted? Jason has not voted so far. We'll give Jason a pass. All right, guys. I think enough votes have come in. So you all saw where this went. I think 6th has got the most votes. Yeah, 6th and 4th, I think. So 4th is share a personal story where I messed up. What could be better? 6th is analyze different presentations, both good and bad. Both are really nice ones. Again, you could choose both. You can choose to think what's the best for you and then start from there. And that's all, folks. This was my presentation. Yes, did it. I'll just do a recap before we wrap this up, and we'll take some questions, all right, at the end of it. Recap, the topic of the conversation was, of course, how to deliver an effective, engaging presentation. The heart of it is what's called first principles design thinking, right? So you don't assume that it will be a PPT. You don't assume that there need to be animations. You don't assume that there has to be data. You go back to first principles thinking. Who am I doing it for? Where is this happening? What is the ask? Why am I doing this? How do I make it effective? How do I make it engaging, right? All throughout school, we have been taught presentations, open Microsoft PowerPoint. This is how you add a chart. This is how you add a text box. This is how you add text. This is how you color it, and so on and so forth, which is all needed, right? But you don't start from there. You start much before. You start by thinking and asking yourselves those fundamental questions, which is first principles design thinking. And this you will use not just in giving presentations. This is the crux of any kind of work that you do, right? Even in research, when you're writing a research paper, you think about this. When you're giving a presentation for marketing, you think about this. When you're making ads for TV campaigns, you think about this, right? When you're designing a product and you're thinking, well, how do I design a particular screen? How do I get people to pay money for my product? You still think about this, right? So first principles design thinking applies regardless of what you're doing. And that's how you start to design a presentation as well, right? Final recap, my process, how I do it. Explore the problem statement, ask the questions, and get or assume the answers. If I can reach out to the organizers, if I can reach out to the audience, then I can get the answers, or I'll assume the answers, right? Once I get the answers, once I ask the questions, once I get the answers, then the idea is to be creative, which is what we did in the last slide, right? We're like, what are all different ways I can, create this? Then we asked ourselves these 3 questions. Is it effective? Is it engaging? Is it appropriate? Would you have liked it personally? And test it with a friend and iterate. So if, let's say, imagine if I had more time and if we had 1 more hour and I'd say, all right, 6th. So I got that feedback, right? All of you said 6th would be the most effective, right? Then we would go in there. I started with the first one, but now I realized that maybe 6 is more appropriate because that's what you guys want, right? It's not about what I want. It's about what you want. So then I would have iterated and moved my style to the 6th one. All right. The last 2 bits are important. Implement, which is also where UI UX comes in. So once you have finalized all of this, once you have finalized what's the flow, what's the idea, how you're going to do it, you have tested it with a friend, you have realized and you've gotten feedback that this will be nice and fun and engaging, then you actually implement it. So what is the specific content? Right, which is also where Arindam, your point was coming in, where you don't want people to make mistakes. There are things which are avoidable. You don't want to put too much information. You don't want to put too much data, right? All of those nuances and specifics of the modality you have chosen. If you're choosing to do a dance, then you need to know what steps you're doing, right? Similarly, if you're then going into the presentation, you're then sort of writing that stuff down. And then the last point is add style-based specific details. So if it's PPTs, learn visual design. There are good courses on Udemy. there's one more, I think Udemy has it. The good courses on visual design, and what I mean by visual design is the typography, what fonts you use, what size you use, what colors you use, how do you structure information, how do you indent information and stuff like that, right? Both these things are professions by themselves, right? So there are people who write as a profession, there are people who design as a profession. So there's a whole world to learn there. At least get started on it. Both of these are skills that you will need throughout your life, and especially as you sit outside college and as you go into the real world, writing is just far too underappreciated and far undervalued, right? Even more so as COVID has come in and it's remote work. So most of you know that companies are working remotely. Everything happens all right. All right, once you've implemented the style-based stuff, then you test the final version on yourself, test the final version with a friend. If iterations are needed, then you iterate. Otherwise, you're good to go.